folks, long time no see. Hope you're doing alright. World's all gone a little bit wonky donkey, hasn't it? But fingers crossed, we're starting to see signs of some normality returning, hopefully, at least a little bit less restrictive for most of us. I've just come out. This is my local wood. It's about half a mile, not half an hour, half a mile. Mind you, my walking pace is about half an hour. Yeah, it's about half a mile from home. And I don't normally come in the afternoon, evening. It's about 6:30 now. And there's some spectacular light in here. I'll be back in an evening again for sure. The backlighting on some of these trees, let me show you. Really special. Beautiful little shelter here. It's not mine. Yeah, and the point of me coming in is to just let you know what I've got planned for the channel. It's been some months since I've posted, and in that time I've, like most of us, had an opportunity to think about what I'm doing. So just like to be clear, put a stake in the ground, motivate myself to think that things are going to get back to some sort of normal, which hopefully they will, gradually. Yeah, just let you know what's coming up. Plans have changed a bit, as I'm sure most of ours, as I'm sure most plans will have changed. We'll go with that. I'm just going to head down to a beautiful little hidden woodland. I'll show you what I mean by hidden. It's kind of thick, dense wood, and then if you beat your way through the trees, it kind of opens up like a huge cathedral inside. It's stunning, but I don't want to lose too much light. It still needs to be pretty high in the sky. So I'm going to make my way down there, and then when I get to beating my way into the cathedral, I'll bring you back and show you what I mean. Right, onwards and upwards. Just spotted a rabbit. It's up here in the hedge bottom. Don't know if it's gonna jump back in or run at me. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, you can see me. Here he is, look. Hello, matey. I'm absolutely melting. Oh, it's so beautiful out here. It's so beautiful. The sun's setting. All the insects are out. Last few dog walkers are on the way home. This is the way I've come in. So that's the trail I've walked in on. And this here, it just doesn't look like it's habitable. You'd walk past this if you were looking for a wild camp place. Yet just beyond the pines is the hidden wood I'm talking about, because here there's no way in. The ground is way too overgrown. So I'll take you around here and I'll show you what's actually inside there. So this is really the end of the trail. There's no motor vehicles up this point. There you go, it's just literally a footpath. And that trail disappears off into another small wood over there. And we're turning this corner. We just dive in here. Whoa. You can see it's just not habitable. Back to the trail. Maybe trying a bit further up. I've just kind of got here a little bit late. The sun's just a bit too low. This canopy, oh man, It's spectacular when the sun's high. See the blue sky through there. Wild camp heaven. Absolutely beautiful.
Saw a bird dropping full out of the tree at the side of me, so I know somebody's up there.
Just don't have enough light to kick about in here, which is a bit of a shame. And just over there behind those bushes, there's another clearing like this. And just over there behind those bushes, yep, there's another clearing like this. There's so many places you could drop a tent tarp here. It's really hot today. Talking 28, 30 degrees. The sun's going down really well now. This place is cooling off nicely, but there's no air, so it feels quite humid. Anyway, something floating. Is it a fairy? Hey, it could be. Wow, that's so slow. Must be attached to a cobweb. The things I get distracted by, man. Right. The first thing I wanted to do was just explain the channel name. Somebody asked me how you pronounce it. And the answer to the question is Sherwood. The best way I could describe it was, I think the only common modern word we have that begins SCIR is the Volkswagen Scirocco. And that's a Scirocco. And this is a Sherwood. But the channel name is Old English, so it's not the modern spelling of the word, obviously. And it dates back to around 958, I think, BC, CE, ABCD, AD. About 958 in this dual millennia, 1,000 years ago. Let's go with that one. Way too many letters. What's that all about? Oh, Sherwood, ancient Sherwood, spelt the Old English way, and the reason for that is because of the content that is in my YouTube channel and will be in my YouTube channel, because it comes from the old ancient Sherwood, which back in the day was in the region of 100,000 acres. So it was a huge area. And today, by contrast, Sherwood Forest National Nature Reserve is just 1% of that. It's just over 1,000 acres today. So where I live is relatively central in the old Sherwood region. And it gives me access to all the little pockets of wood, like the one I'm in right now. God, the birds are noisy, aren't they? Oh, it's so beautiful now. It's cooling off, just started to cool off. Epic. Right, so that is the channel name, why it's called what it's called. My Instagram account's the same, my website's the same, Sherwood, oldenglishspelling.com, at Sherwood, Old English Spelling. So yeah, there we go. I wish I'd bought my tent. Oh man, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Okay, so before it gets completely dark, what will I be featuring on my channel? We're kind of picking up where I left off, really, for some of it. So, wild camps. Just before all the craziness started, I had a wild camp planned for this very wood, and I'll definitely be coming down here for a camp. I need to pluck up a bit of courage, because just over in that direction is a place called Hangman's Hill, what used to be called down in the 17th century, and it's notorious for where certainly the records suggest, and I believe the gallows used to stand for hanging the highway robbers And just over my shoulder here is where the old Kingsway was, which was the main arterial route running north-south through the heart of the Shires, Nottinghamshire in particular. So it would have been a hot scene for robberies, that's for sure. So it makes perfect sense. But if it was a gallows, then if there are any spirits running around over my other shoulder there somewhere, that's where they're likely to be. So I fancy sticking my tent in the middle of it and telling a few ghost stories one night. So that should be entertaining if nothing else. I also need to get out the peaks again. I've not been to the Peak District for months and I'm desperate to see some sky. That's on the cards for sure as well. So wild camps will be featured on the channel and more day camps as well. I've got a bit of a hole in my knowledge on more than one, but one in particular, and that's flora. I struggle to identify stuff and it bothers me badly. It's getting worse. So I need to put some effort in. Yeah, if anybody can recommend a good guide, a good key, pocket guide or something, comments please, I'd really appreciate it. Because I want to get into a little bit of identification. Get out with the camera and do a little bit of spotting. So yeah, a little bit of flora as well as a little bit of ghost stories. The day camps thing, I intend to do as much of that on 2 wheels as I can, get my bike out, with the main reason being that I can cover a lot of miles. So knowing the geography of the area as I do, if I can travel 20, 30, 40 miles on 2 wheels, it's going to mean I can reach places that you can't really easily get on foot. So a little bit wilder, a little bit more rural, and I'll try and find out more about some of the places so I can share some of the stories with you. So that'll all kind of feature in my day camps, wild camps. And I also want to bring some carving into it. I never got to do any carving before. I kind of opened up my pack, I think. There's a video somewhere about why I carry my wild carving kit, but that needs improving and I need to do some carving. With the old lockdown situation, I've had a bit of time to think about some craziness, and there's a couple of wild carving challenges I'd like to throw down. So anybody who hasn't had a go at it, I'll be able to get you into chipping around on a little bit of greenwood. It's great fun. What else? Flora, wild camps, day camps, carving, photography. Where I go, my camera goes. But I just want to be clear, it's not for tutorials. I don't have any ambitions to try and teach anybody how to take photographs or what photography is about. This is so well covered on YouTube. There's not a lot of value I can add, so what I think I'm going to do is just focus on my compositions, the way I shoot. So share the thought process. Share the thought process I go through when I dig into some of my woodland photography, and it's always challenging. There's never a straightforward shot in my experience. There's always something in the way. It's too chaotic. You just don't get the composition you want, and there's compromises to be made, and there's more value, I think, to be learned in just watching. I personally like to just watch how other people compose their shots, how they think through their camera work. I'll share my settings and I'll share my thought process, but really that's as far as I want to go. I just want to share that, to be honest. I think that's the most value I can offer to photography, and it'll all be on a outdoors, nature, forest, woodland, macro, landscape theme. Yeah. And I think that just about wraps me up in a nutshell. I've not at all done this well. I fully planned on sitting down and being a bit more concise than this, but it is what it is. I've at least got it out. and I'm going to have to start and make a move before that sun completely goes down. I've got another 1.5 miles of forest to work my way back, so it's a bit rushed. I do apologise, but yeah, I'm going to start again. Something just shoot up that tree then. I don't know if it was some light in my eye or a squirrel. I didn't hear anything. These flaming ghosts, I tell you, they're everywhere in this place. I shouldn't joke. I really shouldn't joke. There's a lot of people who won't come in here. But it's beautiful, it's absolutely beautiful. Lots of deadfall, some oak, beech, pine. There's a little bit of hazel somewhere at the top end, I think. So there's plenty of carving material. Plenty of photographic subject as well. So there we go, folks. Quick, rushed, unprofessional, badly lit, poorly voiced, difficult introduction into what's coming on my channel for the rest of this year, I hope. So, on that note, I'm going to pick my camera up, wander out, grab a few shots. Ooh, that's a bit wonky donkey. Grab a few shots. I'll try and pick my game up, and next time I see you, hopefully it'll be for one of the above. So until then, thanks for watching, and hopefully you're going to get yourselves back out there quite soon and soaking in some of this beauty. So till then, please take care of one another, and remember, if you can't be good, just be careful. Peace.
All the messages I sent with no reply. It's like that. You're just gonna walk into my